It's safe to say that people are somewhat divided over AEW Fight Forever's minigames, but did you know that this isn't the first wrestling game to feature them, as SmackDown vs. Raw actually did it first way back in 2006. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel where today we're talking mini-games in wrestling games, as for a lot of people, the introduction of mini-games in AEW Fight Forever is a first for a wrestling game, but what if I was to tell you that WWE actually did this first way back in SmackDown vs. Raw 2006? These mini-games were included as part of an arcade mode, which if you're watching this and thinking, I don't remember that, that's because arcade mode was a feature that was exclusive to the PSP. Upon entering arcade mode, players had the choice of 3 different mini-games: WWE Texas Holdem, Eugene's Airplane Race, or a WWE Game Show. Starting out with WWE Texas Holdem, this was a full-on poker game where players could select 6 members of the game's roster to take part, with each member coming with their own playstyle, including cautious, aggressive, nervous, calculated, or clueless. Once you've selected the players that will take part, you're taken to the WWE Texas Holdem table, where each player will begin by placing a blind bet. While I'm not going to pretend to know how to play poker, the aim of the game, according to the rules, is to read the expression of the players and determine whether or not they have a good hand, with players able to choose one of 4 different expressions: anger, calm, perplexity, or pleasure. For players that don't know how to play, pausing the game leads to a rules option where players can learn what to look for in the cards to see if they have a good hand, which actually comes in pretty helpful, as despite never playing poker, I was able to win the first 2 rounds before good old JR went all in and lost it all. Surprisingly though, the game is actually pretty good, and it's by far the most complex of the mini-games on offer, as you'll see from this next mini-game, Eugene's Airplane Race. In this minigame, players have to use the D-pad to try and keep Eugene level as he makes his way down the ramp and around the ring. Using the top bar, players can move the cursor left or right to try and steady Eugene as he continuously sways from one side to the other, with various obstacles also littering the way to make for more of a challenge. Of the minigames, this one is by far the easiest, as even if you find yourself constantly falling over or tripping over the obstacles, it's easy to reach the end goal and beat the high score. Moving on to the last of the 3 mini-games, this one is a WWE Game Show, which is a WWE quiz featuring 10 random questions based on the game. The questions on offer actually come with a fair bit of variety, as players will come across questions that test their wrestling knowledge, such as naming a particular finishing move, determining who a move belongs to, or identifying a superstar by their voice.
I'm not so sure about this, Bischoff. The 2 of us discussed getting me into title contention right here on Raw. How's this tour gonna affect that?
Other types of questions see players identify superstars based on their selection photos and crowd signs, with the game also featuring memory questions that see players shown an image and then have to answer a question about it. While a lot of the questions are pretty easy, the game does reward players who answer quickly, as every few seconds one of the wrong answers will be removed, which in turn diminishes the amount of points that are available. So the quicker that you answer, the more points that you get, and if you just want to make sure that you have the right answer, then you can wait for the wrong answers to be eliminated and then choose the remaining one, which will reward you with the least amount of points. Of the 3 minigames, this minigame was my favourite, as it's a good one to test your knowledge, especially if you're playing with a friend and keeping score. So that's the minigames that are on offer in SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Let me know what you make of them in the comments. They're nowhere near as wacky as those in AEW, but they do give you a break from regular matches, which is always a welcome addition. Anyway guys, that's all for now, but thank you so much for watching this video. Have yourself an awesome day, and I'll catch you later.